Welcome to the Switchback Formula Racing League. As you can see, we are in Singapore. This is round 5, season 2 of this league, and we are at the Marina Bay circuit this week. We're looking at 23 turns, 31 laps, the 5.063 kilometer circuit. We hopefully get an action-packed race this week. Last week we were in Austria for round 4 of this season, so ended up being quite an interesting race. We had Oracle, who ended up qualifying on P1 last week, and the Dutchman Cornet F1 was able to take it home with P1. Oracle ended up P2, and Toss the Caber ended up in P3, along with Honesy in P4 as well. So we'll just wait for it all to get started. I'll see if I can grab a championship update, but it's taking a little bit longer to start than normal. But wherever you are, I hope you're well. I hope you're all doing all right, given the different circumstances of different people around the league. Just wait for this to get going. There might... restarting the lobby. Oh, are we in? I think we might be in. Let's just wait and see. We'll just wait. Looks like it's trying to go. Had a few difficulties recently with lobbies not working. It looks like everyone's loaded though. We'll just have to wait and see. Oh, are we going to get up and going? Alright, looks like we're in. Yeah, looks like everyone's here. Alright, we gotta quit and wait for a new invite. Alright, we've got to leave the lobby and get out of here. Alright, we're back. So let's do that again. So welcome, round 5, Switchback Formula Racing League. We're in Singapore for this week's round. It looks like weather's dry at the moment. So let's go through. I was just touching on the championship standings. So I've been able to bring them up. So let's have a look. So out in front, it's Honesy in the Renault on 57 points. It's Kachow in the Huss, who trails him on 44 points. Then Tosta Caber in the other Huss on 39. Let me just get up this. So it's Tosta Caber, then Cornet F1, Stuart Little, FOL Freund. I wonder if he's racing tonight. Doesn't look like it. Alright. Cool Beans, Jama, Oracle, and Zandvoort rounds out the top 10. So, yeah, a little bit about Singapore. 23 turn circuit, so longest on the most turns on the calendar. We're going to do 31 laps tonight. Distance, you're looking at 5.063 kilometers. World record times are 1:31. I don't know if we'll get there today or tonight, wherever you are. But I know these guys will certainly have a crack at it as best they can. So let's get into it. Alright, got my map. Alright, cool. So we're on board with Tribal Road here. So not sure if you've seen it yet. Yeah, not sure if you've seen it yet, but The Notebook by Van Rocco. Check it out if you haven't. Interesting thing he has in there is some predictions. So I'll go through some of those predictions that were in the Notebook while we just wait for these guys to get out and get going on their out laps. Short qualifying if you've not been with us before. If you are new, thanks for joining. Welcome aboard. So short qualifying. So some of the predictions were no safety cars. So that could be alright. This league actually doesn't often have safety cars. Just looking in terms of corner cutting there. Often doesn't have a safety car. The other one that was Kachow and Will would sleep in. So it looks like Will and Kachow are both with us. So prediction incorrect. The other one, Big Boy to score points. Big Boy 85, who we're on board with now. So where did he finish last week? Big Boy, I don't think was in the points. He was P15 last week. And so far this season, he's finished 18th, 12th. He didn't race in Spain, and he finished 15th last week, obviously, in Austria. So we'll see if he can score points this week. Another one was Honesy to win. I don't know who did that, but that's really going out on a limb. 2 safety cars, both alphas to score points. 0 spins by Tosta Caber, and there was a 4 DNFs as well. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on those predictions as we go along. Speaking of Tosta Caber, he had a good race yesterday. Where is he? As we see Big Boy 85 go across the line, he sets a 1:36. I think my man Van Rocco is after him. No, Delta Lima was with a 1:36.8, and Van Rocco, he did like 130 laps or something of this track during the week, and it looks like it's paying off already. He set a 1:35.5 at the moment. Looks like Will Ans is coming around. He's joined us this week. He's beginning his lap. I saw Cornet F1 going into the pits there. What about Cool Beans? Cool Beans goes fastest with a 1:35.3. Frog LaBelle, he's just coming through turn 2021. Where will he sit? So we've got Cool Beans with a 1:35.3 so far on pole position. We've got 13 minutes left. Frog LaBelle sets a 1:35.5. So we have That's Giamma. What about Oracle? So last week's pole sitter, he's invalidated his lap already. So won't be surprised if we see a fair bit of lap invalidation at this track. Very easy to do. I think it's regular corner cutting this week as well. So we'll have to see how that pans out. Lasse Haverhals goes a 1:37.1. So that's good enough for P9 for the man in the Racing Point. Looks like there is a Mercedes out there as well. We're on board with Kachow now with his signature Ayrton Senna-esque helmet. Here's Stuart Little. He's gone into the pits. All right. Look for a Ferrari. The Ferrari out there's an Alpha. I think where's the other? I'm just trying to catch up with everyone at the moment. Toss the Caber. So he has the orange helmet on. He's going into the pits as well. So the orange helmet's actually in honour of Adrian Campos, who unfortunately passed away last week. So a nice little tribute for him. Here's Honesy. So it looks like everyone's kind of just getting a bit of a feel for the track at the moment. What do we have here? So most guys on the softs, a smattering of the mediums as well. There's 4 guys out there on the mediums. So we'll see how they go. Yeah, everyone heading in to the pits. All right. There's a Racing Point out. There's no one on actually on a fast lap at the moment. We've got just over 10 minutes left of this qualifying session, which so far has been quite lackluster. What have we got? A yellow flag in Sector 3. 10.5 minutes left, and we have 9 cars yet to set a time at the moment. So far it's been Cool Beans with a 1:35.3, and looks like Tribal Road is setting out on a set of mediums at the moment. Alright, let's have a look at Tribal Road's results in this league. 19th, 18th, 14th and 19th. So we'll see what he can do. Dace TG in the Renault. So Dace TG is the only driver in this league to have scored points in every race, although only 4 races. Still 4 races, 4 point scoring positions. So he's finished 9th, 9th and 7th. So good chance Tribal Road's going to get points. I'd say he's going to finish around about probably 9th or 7th by judging off his previous performances. So he's just letting letting the Ferrari past. I'd say Tribal Road. Alright, so at 9 minutes left, we're halfway through and only 11 drivers have set a lap at the moment. Should be an interesting race. It's generally a 2-stopper if you're doing the soft, medium strategy. As we'll jump on board with Oracle, who's setting a fast lap. So it's a soft, medium strategy, or if you want to do a 1-stopper, it's medium hard. Looks like Oracle has set the purple Sector 2 at the moment as he's coming through, what's this, turn 18, under the bridge, turn 19, and then it's pretty close to cutting the corner there. See if he can take it flat. Almost has to have a little lift. And he sets a 1:35.0, so that's good enough for pole position at the moment. So he scored pole position last week, and he's put himself in a good position to do that again. I see the 2 Alfa Romeos out there as well. I think there was a prediction for them to score points. Yeah, both Alphas to score points, so we'll keep an eye on that as well. So Cornet F1, he's on his out lap. Looks like Will Ans is trying to set a fast lap. No, he's gone into the pits. So he's currently P5 at the moment. Big Boy 85, he has not, he's invalidated his lap. So that won't, he'll have to go again. Cool Beans is on an out lap. So a few more times starting. We've got a few drivers there on out laps. Dace TG is on a timed lap, so let's jump on board with him as he comes under the bridge of turn 18, turn 19. Uses all the curb there for the final run to the line. Not too sure where this time's going to get him. It's a 1:35 flat, so that's good enough for pole position. So Dace is our provisional pole sitter at the moment. This is Giamma, so he's out. He's out on the mediums. He's yet to set a time at the moment. Looks like he's rocking the old school Michael Schumacher helmet. As he comes around the final turn for the run to the line, he goes a 1:35.6, so that's good enough for P7 at the moment. I think Cornet F1, he's on a time lapse. So last week's winner, Cornet F1, he's had a pretty good run in this league as well. So didn't race in the first race, but has finished 5th, 10th and 1st. So we'll see if he can get another good result for him this week. As we've got 14 cars have set a lap at the moment. What about Stuart Little? He's not further down the line. Honesy's on a fast lap as well. So we've got a few guys coming through now with time laps. At the moment though, it's Dace TG who sits atop of them all with a 1:34. Oh no, Cool Beans, sorry, my mistake. Cool Beans in the Racing Point, who's just set a 1:34.9. So the first driver to get into the 1:34s today. I think we'll get back on board with Honesy in a moment, but we'll just finish off this lap with Cornet. So this is his first time lap of the Marina Bay Circuit. He goes a 1:34.9, so that's good enough for pole position, provisional pole position. I think there's a Mercedes out there, but we'll keep on board with Stuart Little. So Stuart Little's yet to set a time at the moment, as we see Henry Rogers has left the session. Stuart Little goes P11 with a 1:36.2. Here's Honesy. Honesy goes a 1:35.5, so that's good enough for P8 for him. What about Toss the Caber? Toss the Caber is, he's just at turn 7 there at the moment. He did the flying lap, the hot lap demonstration for us this week. If you haven't checked that out, like I said, get onto the notebook. It's well worth a look, with hosted by Van Rocco and the excellent production and graphics by Delta Lima, who, speaking of Delta Lima, is in P15 with a 1:36.8. As Toss the Caber heads into turn 14, he set a purple sector 1, purple sector 2 at the moment. Sorry, my mistake. As he heads through 16 and 17, using all the curves. It's a bit of a secret to this track, really, is using all of the track, but using it within the limits as well of the track. As we see him now just about to head to turn 22, 23, and then he'll cross the line. He's on the mediums. He goes a 1:35.7, so that's good enough for P10 for Toss the Caber. What about his teammate Kachow in the other Haas? He's just coming down through turn 13. He's about to get onto Esplanade Drive with that long straight, open up the DRS, get to the left-hand side of the circuit, head into turn 14. So he's set a purple sector 2. So he's yet to set a time. This is his first time lap. Cornet F1 though, as I was riding on board with these two, He set the fastest time again, so he's a 1:34.9. Or did he do that earlier? Sorry, it's very early here. It's 6:45 on a Monday morning. I asked myself why do I do this, but I'm doing it anyway. Alright, so Kachau about to hit the line with a 1:36.5, so that's relatively slow there. So that's not going to get him anywhere close to pole. He'll probably want to go again. We have just under 2.5 minutes left, so this qualifying session has started to go by pretty quick. We've got quite a few drivers on outlaps at the moment. One of those is Delta Lima. As I mentioned, does all the graphics and stuff, all the production for the SFR League and the notebook. So yeah, check it out if you haven't already. He's about to begin his lap. I'll just see if there's any other driver. What about Big Boy 85? He's just started his lap. Looks like Honesy is out there as well. We'll just quickly get to him. Looks like he is trying to set a fast lap. He's on the mediums as well. Not too sure if he's going to be able to better his time. He's a 1:35.5, currently in P9, and he goes to 1:35.3, so moves up into P7. So it's a good result so far by Honesy. I dare say that's probably it for him, as we have just over a minute left, so he'd have to set a pretty quick time. Looks like Red Dog might have set a purple Sector 1 at the moment, so we'll stay on board with him. There's a fair bit of action out there though, but we'll stay with Red Dog for now. I think Big Boy 85 is coming around. He's half a second up. He goes P13. Got a William McLaren out there. Two McLarens. Is Giamma setting a lap? No, Giamma's invalidated that lap. So Honesy is on his cooldown lap. Looking for a few other drivers. It's the Delta Lima. So where is he? So no, he's on his cooldown. So he's in P18 at the moment. Stuart Little's on his outlap, so he's been able to cross the line for one more shot at it. This is Lasse Haverhals. He's currently P19 at the moment with a 1:37. He moves to P14 with a 1:35.8. So this is Giamma just cruising around at the moment. What about Van Rocco, the man who did over 100 laps of this circuit during the week? He's currently P7 at the moment with a 1:35.3. There's just a few more stragglers out there at the moment. The two McLarens. This is Frog LaBelle. But Big Boy 85 is the first one in the queue. So we've gone double zeros. So that's the qualifying session over. We'll just wait for everyone to cross the line. Currently it's Will Lands with a 1:34.5. Where has that come from? I missed it, but wow. Oh, and we see Big Boy 85 have a little excursion in the pit lane there. So Will Lands sets the fastest time. Frog LaBelle has a go at it, but he gets only P3. Have we had someone lead? No, Mike Edwards goes to P8. So good result for Mike Edwards. Van Rocco's aborted his lap. He was 2/10 up, so not too sure what happened there. Stuart Little goes P7. So nice result for Stuart Little there. Tribal Rose finished his lap. Lasse Haverhals is finished as well. And then Red Dog, I think, might be the last one. Oh, no, we've got a couple more out there. But Will Lands has actually pulled one out of nowhere. So P1, 34.5. Well done to Will Lands. I don't think anyone's going to beat that. No, they're not. So, wow, fantastic result for the Red Bull team. That's Red Bull 1 and 2. So Frog LaBelle in the McLaren and Cool Beans make up the second row. We've got Dace TG in P5. Last week's pole sitter Oracle in P6. Stuart Little in P7. Red Dog P8. Mike Edwards. Van Rocco with a top 10 result again. Honesy misses out and gets P3. So last week, Honesy did something similar. He qualified P16 last week. Ended the race in P4. So good result, Will Ans. Well done to Will Ans. It's I think that's the first time I've seen him qualify on pole position in any league. So it's good to see that he didn't sleep in. He missed last week's race, so he was a little bit tired. So he's made up for it, though, this week. So he's qualified pole. Let's finish it out. Giamma, Toss the Caber, Big Boy 85, Lassa Haverhals, Tribal Road, Shieto, Kachow, Delta Lima, and Raina Zufall. So hopefully it's a good race. Looks like it was pretty close amongst everyone. Yeah, Singapore usually provides pretty good racing. It's a long circuit, so it's usually almost time dependent. In real life, I don't think it will be too bad today. We'll see just in regards to safety cars and things like that. So hopefully we're in for a good race. So it looks like we're about to get underway. Everyone's been able to set their strategies, final tweaks to everything. I think we might have lost Kachow. I think, judging by the Discord. We'll quickly see. He's in there by the looks of things. Alright. Okay, so it looks like everyone's managed to get away. Alright, so hasn't been anyone stuck on the line or disqualified from the session yet. So Kachow seems to be here. Is he ghosting out? Maybe he's under AI. Not sure. It says Delta Lima should be behind him. He's under AI. Alright, so we have lost Kachow. Alright, that's no good. We'll see if he can get back in eventually, but if not, I'm sure his AI will do the best for him. Sorry to laugh, it's kind of funny. Alright. Where are we? So it's a pretty long warm-up lap. But yeah, Will Ans. Let's have a look at tyre details. So we've got a bit of a mixture. So Cornet F1's gone the mediums, who's in P2. Van Rocco, and then everyone from P14 down have gone mediums. Honesy, Giamma and Tosta Caber have all gone the hard tyres. So soft tyres around here, you're looking at around about 7 to 9 laps of the Marina Bay circuit. Mediums would generally last anywhere between sort of 16 to 18, and then hards at 28 to 30 laps usually. So hards can go fairly long. So we'll see the hard runners, Honesy, Giamma and Tosta Caber, how far they can push them. And the soft runners, so we should expect pit stops on the soft runners, yeah, between 7 and 9. Pit lane time is about 25.9 seconds. So from time of entry to the stop to exit, just under a tick under 26 seconds. So they're all coming around now to start to grid up, and we'll be underway very shortly. So this is Season 2, Round 5 for the Switchback Formula Racing League, as everyone makes their way onto the grid. Just waiting for the stragglers at the back. A Williams and an Alfa Romeo, who said this game isn't real. Alright, so looks like everyone's ready to go. Three lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Let's go racing. So it didn't hold them very long. Looks like Cornet F1 got a really good start there. There's both the Red Bulls. Cornet F1 is pushing forward, but Will Ans is able to remain in P1 at the moment as they come through turn 3. Turn 4 is a right-hander. Looks like Cornet F1 has the line. Oh no, Will's able to fight for him. So it's Will Ans from Cornet F1, from Frog LaBelle, from Cool Beans. It's a good start from the 2 Red Bull boys. It looks like Frog LaBelle is having a go at Cornet F1 as well. We don't look like we have any spinners at the moment, which is good. So everyone's managed to get away okay. Oh no, who was that? That was a Williams. That was Rainer Zufall. Rainer Zufall has had damage, so we've got a spinner. So he has gone. He's lost the front left wing end plate, so he's fallen down to the bottom of the pack. So it's Will Ans from Cornet F1, from Frog LaBelle, from Cool Beans, as they head into turn 14. They're going to head up Ruffles Avenue, and looks like we've got a decent race so far. So just having a look through the pack here, Oracle. So everyone seems to be behaving themselves so far on lap 1. We don't have any, other than Rainer Zufall, who had contact. Everyone seems to have gotten through all right. And it's going to be Will Ans who's going to lead them away to begin lap 2. So the 2 Red Bull drivers pulling a little bit of a gap. So we're on board with Cool Beans, looking to have a go into turn 1 of Frog LaBelle, who runs very wide right across the ripple strip there. So he might have gotten a warning for that. Can Cool Beans continue to put some pressure on him? But it's the 2 Red Bull drivers sort of in a little bit of a race of their own at the moment. They're pulling a gap. Who we got here? Oracle and Dace TG. So they're battling it out as well. So yeah, this is a good start. It's no incidents to report as yet. Let's have a quick look at some movers, position changes. So yeah, position change, not too much overtaking as of yet. Alright, so who have we got here? This is Mike Edwards, so he's battling it out with Oracle in the AlphaTauri as they head up towards turn 14, the right-hander. Pack's still relatively bunched up at the moment. Big Boy 85 has had to pit. So there goes the prediction for points for him. Long way to go, very long way to go, but sector 1 and 2 looks like there was... Looks like we had maybe a couple of guys pit. So Big Boy 85 has had to pit. He was the only one. Rainer Zufall still hasn't pitted yet. He had that damage to... Oh, that was Mike Edwards getting very loose out of the final turn as he's putting some pressure on Stuart Little in the Williams as they head through turn 1 there at the moment. I think Rainer Zufall's finally pitting now. Yep. Lasse Haverhals has just received a penalty, so our first driver of the day to receive a penalty is Lasse Haverhals on lap 3. We've got some strugglers right at the very back of the field. Rainer Zufall, Giamma are both in the pits, and Big Boy 85 who had to pit as well. He's in P20 at the moment, but at the front of the pack it is Van Rocco putting a move on Red Dog and Mike Edwards there. Or was there collision? Van Rocco just stopped there for a second and he's lost a massive amount of positions. He touches with that was with Kachow. With Kachow's AI, he touches him again. Mike Edwards has gone AI as well, so it's a bit of he almost touches him again there and again. So I'm not too sure what happened to Van Rocco there, but I had a bit of a Mike Edwards has gone. Yeah, Mike Edwards is definitely on AI, so I'm not too sure what's happened to Mike. Maybe he's having some connection issues, but yeah, Van Rocco dropped a whole bunch of positions there. Honesy's moved his way up into P10. Kachow's AI is doing him proud in P11 at the moment. At the front though, it's still Will Ans from Cornet F1, from Frog LaBelle. Stuart Little, who's pitting there? I think that was Will Ans has just set the fastest lap, but Oracle has pitted, so maybe he had some damage because it's way too early to be pitting for a normal regular pit stop. Looks like Cornet F1 is putting some pressure now on Will Ans. This is for the lead. This is up through turn 6. It's the left-hander, so he'll have to go around the outside. He does go around the outside. He's got the inside line for the right-hander. So Cornet F1 has taken the lead. He's passed Will Ans for P1. So we have a new race leader. It's Cornet F1 in the Williams. Last week's winner is in a winning position again. So we've got Will Ans in P2. Frog LaBelle still in P3. So we'll see if Mike Edwards is back. All right, so he must have had some connectivity issues. And Cornet F1's already built up a little bit of a gap there, almost a second gap on Will. So let's have a quick look here at Cool Beans. Cool Beans is battling it out with Frog LaBelle. This is for P3, P4. As I scan through the field, looking for any other closer battles. So Honesy, he's made up a position while we're away. Chietto and Delta Lima are battling it out. This is P12, P13. Van Rocco's just ahead of them in P11 as well. So he's having a, I think he qualified around about P10. So he's dropped a position. As we see Cornet F1, he set the fastest time with a 1:40.5. What about Honesy? So Honesy in the Renault, our championship leader. He's in P9 at the moment. He's chasing down the AI of Kachow. Looks like Oracle's just overtaken Lasse Haverhals. Who was that? That's Mike Edwards. Mike Edwards is back though, so he's not under AI anymore. As we see Oracle run very wide to start his lap. Mike Edwards drops back quite dramatically as well. So Lasse Haverhal's in the AI. He might be having some connectivity issues as well. He's in P15. We still have all 20 runners, which is a fantastic result. Let's see here. This is Cool Beans in the other racing point. He is chasing down another McLaren of Frog Labelle, but this is for P3, P4 at the moment. As they head just across the bridge, turn 13, hairpin turn. This is Esplanade Drive. DRS is open for Cool Beans, but still can't work out to his advantage. We're lap 5 of 31, as we see the two Alfa Romeo boys swapping positions. So I wonder if Van Rocco has an issue, because he seems to be dropping back. Oh, he does. He has damage. He has damage. Oh, his front wing's missing both its end plates at the moment. So that's not good news for Van Rocco. All of those laps, all 130 plus of them this week, for naught at the moment, because he's going to have to pit. He's in P13 at the moment. And Dace TG. Oh, so we've got pits. Oh, Dace TG ran into Frog Labelle. So we've got pit stops already beginning. Cool Beans, Frog Labelle, Dace TG. Not too sure if he had damage there. Yeah, he did. So he's going to have to replace his front wing after that hit to, I think it was Frog Labelle, that he ran into the back of as he was entering the pits. So that's going to drop them down. Red Dog is pitted as well. Mike Edwards is pitting. And it looks like we've got one of the Mercedes drivers was pitting again. I'm not too sure. No, that's my mistake. All right. Schietto has moved up. He's all by himself at the moment. It's got a green arrow. I'm not too sure what that's about. We'll get back to the racing though. So let's have a quick look at pit stops. We have the bottom 6 guys have all pitted. Bottom 7 have all pitted, along with Oracle, Cool Beans and Frog Labelle. Oh, as we see Honesy trying to work his way past Stuart Little. Rides the curbs. We'll stay with this battle for now. Yep, so he's done that. So he's now in P5. So Honesy in the Renault is on a bit of a charge at the moment. He did this a couple of weeks ago in Spain. His next victim is Toss the Caber, who's in P4 in the Haas. So the Kachau AI is doing fantastic. He's in P2 at the moment, as we see Will Ans decides to pit. So he was on the soft tyre. Cornet won't pit for a little while longer. He was on the medium. So of the front runners, we won't expect him in for a while. Toss the Caber is on the hard, so is Honesy. So these guys are still going to go a fair while before they pit. Stuart Little, Delta Lima are all in the pits as well, as Will Ans has completed his stop. Will Ans is just getting, Stuart Little's getting out. Delta Lima had to replace his front wing. So the prediction of both Alfa Romeo scoring points is looking unlikely at this stage, but still a ways to go in this one. We're lap 7 of 31. Season 2, Round 5, Switchback Formula Racing League. Thanks for joining us. We'll get back to Honesy, because he is putting some pressure now on Toss the Caber in P3. I think this is the closest battle that we have on the track at the moment. Just to give you a quick recap, so it's Cornet, Kachau, Toss the Caber in the other Haas. He's in P3. Honesy, who we have on screen at the moment. Schietto in the Ferrari. Oracle, Will Ans, Cool Beans, Frog Labelle and Stuart Little rounding out the top 10. In terms of stops, everyone's stopped bar the top 5 guys and Lasse Haverhals. But Honesy and Toss the Caber are on the hards. I think Kachau is as well. Cornet F1 is on the mediums, so we won't expect them in for a little while, and Oracle is on the mediums as well. Position changes, so Kachau's moved up 16 spots, Schietto's moved up 12, Reina Zufall moved up 7. Big losers though, Mike Edwards and Van Rocco. Poor Van Rocco. As we see Frog LaBelle put in a 1:39.9. All of those laps, all of that time, and he's sitting in P20 after lap 8 as Dace TG sets the fastest time on medium tyres. So we'll see how it pans out for Paul Van Rocco, but he's P20 at the moment. But in the meantime, we're looking at Honesy chasing down Toss the Caber as they're just coming through the old Singapore sling there, turn 12. About to get onto the left-hander of turn 13. So you'll have DRS up this short straight. But it's not really long enough to make that much of a difference. We'll see how that goes for him. So we'll stick with this battle. This is pretty much the closest fight on the track that we have at the moment. It's still Cornet F1 though. He's in a class of his own. He's 12.8 seconds ahead of Kachow, who's under AI at the moment. He was kicked out of the session somehow, so I'm pretty sure, yeah, he is not being able to get that car back under control, unfortunately for him. But his AI is doing him proud though. I don't know how that goes with points in this league. We'll have to wait and see after the race. But it looks like Tribal Road has overtaken Lasse Haverhals, who looks like he's ghosted out. So we've got a few guys who are sort of... Mike Edwards was having some connectivity issues, but Honesy, as we stepped away, that's how it always happens, isn't it? But it looks like Honesy was able to get past Toss the Caber. That was coming through that turn sort of 7, 8, 9 section. So, but Toss was able to regain that position. So Honesy will continue to put Toss under pressure. They're both on the hard tyres at the moment. Toss the Caber had a good podium finish yesterday in the Nemesis Racing League as it gets a bit loose. Coming out of turn 13 for the back straight. That's opened the door for Honesy and he's walked right through. So Honesy moves up into P3. Toss the Caber drops down into P4. So you had that little mistake coming out of turn 13 onto the straight, and that was enough to let Honesy through into P3. So Toss the Caber is now going to have to follow Honesy around and see if there's an opportunity to get past, but that's going to be hard to do with Honesy. If anyone's been watching this league or any other leagues, Honesy is one of the faster drivers going around. Toss can certainly to handle himself as well, but Honesy is the championship leader in most championships he's in for a very good reason. So we'll see if he can now give chase to the AI of Kachow in the other Haas, who's about 3 seconds up the road, and he's 13.5 seconds behind Cornet F1 in the Red Bull, who's in the lead at the moment. So speaking of Red Bull, Will Ans in the other Red Bull, our pole sitter. He's currently in P9 position at the moment. He's about to drop down into P10. So he's gone onto the hard tyres after starting on the soft. So it looks like he's going to try and do a one-stopper. And Stuart Little has moved up into P8. Oracle's just taken Chietto as well. So the AlphaTauri has moved into P5. His teammate Giam is currently in P14 at the moment, so that's no good for the constructors. For them, only getting half the points. Will Ans, so can Will Ans, he had such a good qualifying. He's obviously pitted early. Others in front of him are yet to pit, so we'll have to see how that can eventuate for him towards the end of the race. He finds himself in P10 at the moment. His teammate, on the other hand, the Red Bull, he's way out in front. He has a 13-second lead. He's just about to start a lap. Let's do a lap of the Marina Bay circuit with Honesy. Sorry, not with Honesy. The other Dutchman. The M&M eating Dutchman, Cornet F1. I don't know about you, but that was quite an enjoyable lap. As I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, the secret to this track is using all of the track, and by the little mistake out of turn 19, that was pretty much a flawless lap from Cornet F1. So pretty clear to see why he's out in front with the gap that he has. As we see Schietto, he comes into the pit, so that moves Cool Beans up into P6. Looks like Tribal Road. It's sort of glitched out there. I'm not too sure. It just has him constantly as if he's moved up. Looks like Schietto is going to the hard tyres as well. He's having to get his front wing replaced, so maybe he had some front wing damage, which has caused him to pit. Yeah, but using all the track is a little secret to the Marina Bay circuit, and we could see Cornet F1 was certainly doing that. Alright, so just trying to find some battles on the track. It's, as we see, who was that? I think that was Big Boy 85. Prediction was for him to score points. That's not looking likely at the moment. Rainer Zufall gets a 3-second time penalty. So we've got a few now. Red Dog, Rainer Zufall, Tribal Road and Lasse Haverhals all have penalties, as Big Boy 85 is in the point. So the prediction was for him to score points. Not looking likely at the moment, as we jump on board with Schietto, who is battling it out with the Alfa Romeo of Delta Lima. This is for P15 and 16. And it looks like Honesy has taken Kachow, so Kachow has finally pitted on those mediums. Probably a little bit early for a medium runner, but that's moved Honesy now into P2. So it's a Dutch 1-2 with a Scott in third, is with Tosta Kaber in P3 in the Haas with his tribute helmet to Adrian Campos. Personally, I think, Toss, you got to keep the helmet. You had a P3 yesterday, you're P3 at the moment. I reckon you keep it for the rest of the season. You don't go back to the Michael Schumacher helmet. I don't think that was lucky for you. But up to Toss, we'll see how he goes with that. Back to Schietto and Delta Lima. So we saw in France, Delta Lima have a cracking battle with Tosta Kaber. Can't remember if that was, I think that was, no, that was another league, sorry, Nemesis Racing League. But yeah, Delta Lima, very wily driver, been doing this for a long time, knows how to defend, so it'll be pretty difficult for Schietto to get past him. Other than that, yeah, a lot of the gaps, it's a 16-second gap from Cornet F1 to Honesy in P2. Following that, it's Tosta Kaber, who's 7 seconds behind. Well, yeah, 7 seconds behind Honesy. Oracle's a further 3 seconds behind him. So all the gaps, this is Rainer Zufall's close to Red Dog. Yeah, it's a pretty spread out field. As we see Cornet F1, Cornet F1's pitted. So he's going to go to the hard tyres. So he's gone from the medium to the hard. He's going to try and do a one-stopper. So those tyres will take him through to the end of the race. Now it's just going to see what can Honesy and Tosta Kaber do, as Cornet F1 gets very close to Oracle in the AlphaTauri as he exits the pits. Didn't look like there was any contact there. So Cornet F1's now going to give chase to Tosta Kaber, who's not going to be scheduled to pit for a little while longer yet. He won't want to come in for at least another 2 or 3 laps at least to fit a set of those hard tyres. So Cornet F1 sitting pretty at the moment. His teammate Will Ans is currently in P9 at the moment. He went onto those hard tyres quite a lot early because he started on the soft. We're on here with Stuart Little and Frog LaBelle. So as far as stops go, it's just Honesy and Tosta Kaber at the front, as we see Big Boy 85 get a penalty, and then it was Lasse Haverhals is the only car Only driver to have not stopped. Everyone else has stopped. Looks like everyone's trying to do one stoppers. No one's gone with the two stop strategy. So far, let's have a quick look in terms of tyres. Yeah, if you go, yeah, we'll look at. So yeah, there will be a few two stoppers in there. Sorry, my mistake. The hard runners though, even Rainer Zufor, I don't think he's going to make it through. So we'll see. Toss the. This is Cornet F1 has gotten past Toss the Caber, so he's gone back into P2. So we should see some more stops later on in this race for those medium runners. But in the meantime, Cornet F1, I think he set a purple sector for Sector 1 as well. So he's currently P2. Looks like Stuart Little and Frog LaBelle battling it out. Where's this? This is turn 8, turn 9. Can Stuart Little get past him? Yes, he can. So he moves into P6. There's no damage to either of those cars. No, there isn't. Okay. Mike Edwards sets the fastest lap at 1:34.4. Looks like he's still having some sort of connectivity issues. Rainer Zufor and Red Dog battling it out at the moment. So getting a little bit of action on the track. We'll see how quickly Cornet F1 can chase down Honesy, who's currently in P1 at the moment. He's 6.6 seconds behind him. But it is closing down quite rapidly. Oracle and Toss the Caber. So Oracle now is starting to put a bit of pressure on Toss the Caber. He's on the fresher mediums as we see the... I think that's the Racing Point of Lasse Haberhals who's ghosted out. So he might have left the session. He's left his car in to ghost around. But... yeah, so Oracle has pitted already. He's on the fresh medium rubber. Toss is on those 16-lap-old hard tyres at the moment. So this is for position. As we see just down the bottom there, Van Rocco's managed to get past Mike Edwards, moves himself up into P17. So quite a few big gaps. The gap at the front is now 5.5 seconds from Cornet F1 to Honesy, who is yet to pit. So I dare say he will be coming in relatively soon if he's going to do the one stopper, go from the hard to the mediums. We're lap 16 of 31, so we're at the halfway mark of this race, which so far has been alright. We haven't seen too much action. We've got pretty big gaps between everyone. Hopefully the second half can spice it up a bit. No safety cars as of yet. So Singapore does have a high propensity for safety cars, but as of yet we've not seen one. As we see Toss the Caber. So Toss the Caber has... Ooh, is he pitting? Is he not pitting? Looked like he couldn't make up his mind there for a second. So Toss the Caber's cried enough and he said, yep, I'm ready to pit. So he should go to the mediums here. It's 4.3 second gap out in front. Yeah, it looks like he is going to the mediums. So they'll take him through to the end of the race. So he's doing a one-stopper today. So he's going to come out. Toss will come out P10. We'll see him just ahead of these two. It's ahead of Rainer Zufor. Oh, so Rainer Zufor's managed to get past Toss the Caber. So Toss the Caber's come out at P11 after his stop. As we see Red Dog putting some pressure now on Rainer Zufor from behind. The gap to P1 is now 3.5 seconds from Cornet F1 to Honesy in the Renault, and it is closing. It's dropping down. But this is the closest to on the circuit. Tribal Row is a little bit He's dropping back from Delta Lima. Alright. Yeah, so as I was saying, it's not been exactly an action-packed race. Let's have a look at position changes again. So yeah, Honesy, Rainer Zufor back. He's moved up 9 spots. So is Kachow. Mike Edwards dropped down 9. Will Ans has dropped 7, but looks like there's be a few guys doing 2 stoppers there. So we're going to have to wait and see. Honesy's pitting. All right, so Honesy's pitted as well. So he was the other runner who started on the hard tyre. So Toss the Caber pitted a lap before. Where is Toss the Caber? Can he jump him? I don't think he's going to be able to. No, he won't. So Honesy's going to be able to hold his position. Because we're on board with Toss the Caber at the moment. So Honesy's going to be able to hold that position without any dramas. But Cornet F1 has moved now into P1. So last week's race winner is looking on track to do it again. As we see Giamma and Red Dog, they're pitting. They've both just finished their pit stops. So they're on fresh medium rubber. That will take them through to the end of the race as well. So should start to see some more drivers coming in. Some of the runners at the front, Oracle, Cool Beans, Stuart Little, Dace TG, all on the 11 lap old mediums, so we'll be expecting them in quite soon. Will Ans, I reckon Will Ans will try and go to the end on those tyres, those hard tyres. He's looking to do a one-stopper going from the soft to the hard. Get another 13 laps out of them. I reckon he will be able to do that, so we'll see how he can... how far he can get up. He would be in P2 if he's able to do that. Kachow's looking good at the moment on those hard tyres. Toss the Caber's going to take those tyres through to the end as well. Giamma's just pitted for fresh mediums. Red Dog. So, and as we say that, we've got a few guys going in the pit. So Oracle's pitted. So he's gone on to the medium tyre. So that will take him through to the end. A few other guys have pitted as well. Cool Beans. Yeah, flurry of activity now in the pits. So for all the guys completing their second stops, that's Dace TG. He's in P11 at the moment. So we'll see where he finishes. My prediction was around about P9. Anywhere between P7 and P9, judging on his previous results. Alright, that's moved Will Ans up into P4 at the moment as we find him battling it out with Honesy. So Honesy's on the fresh tyres. He's not going to pit again. Neither is Will. So this is an on-track battle at the moment. And Kachow's just behind these guys too. So he's with the... I'm not too sure if he's been able to get back into the server or not. It looks like he might have been. So I know that he wasn't able to get in earlier. I think Kachow might actually be back in under control of his car because he was under control of AI earlier. So it looks like he is. So he's in P5 at the moment. Will Ans was putting all sorts of pressure on Honesy before, but he seems to have dropped back a little now. He's received a 3-second... He has a penalty too. We only have 6 drivers who have penalties on lap 20 of 31 of this race, so that's a pretty decent effort. Alright, so what can Kachow do now? The gap out in front was 21, around about 21 seconds, so Stuart Little is now pitting for his second stop. He's going to drop down the standings as it is. So it's Cornet F1, Honesy and Will Ans. The top 3 are not going to pit again. So Will Ans is going to have to pass Honesy if he wants to get up into P2. Nonetheless, though, this has been an absolutely cracking effort from Will Ans today. He qualified P1 and he's currently in P3 on track for, I believe this would be his best result this season. I'll double check that, but I don't think Will has finished. I'm pretty sure he hasn't finished on the podium. But great to see the man who slept in last week. He wasn't able to make it. He was able to make it this week, and he's made the most of it. So Will Ans, his race result, so he finished P6 round 1 in Australia. He finished P14 in round 2. Didn't race in Spain. Oh, he finished P17 last week in Austria. So it was Spain that he slept in. And he's in P3, so he's on for his best result in the Switchback Formula Racing League this season. So we'll see if he can hold on. But Toss the Cable looks like he's gotten past Kachow as I was doing that. So he's going to try and hunt him down in the Haas. He's not pitting again. And I don't think Kachow will be pitting again either. No, he won't be. Not on those hard tyres. So Rainer Zufall will have to pit again, I would think so. Can he go? Oh, maybe not. So I don't think there'll be any more pit stops left in this race. Oh, as we see Toss getting it very loose. That was coming out of turn 5, I think it was. Alright, so this is going to have to be an on-battle, on-track pass for Toss the Cable. Looking to put it up the inside through turn 7. Couldn't quite get it done, so will he? Oh, Will's making him go around the outside. That was good defending from Will. Oh no, he's hit him! He's hit him! Oh, Toss, did he get damage? Did he get damage? Will kind of just turned in on him a little bit there. He did. So Toss has got damage to his front wing, so he's going to have to pit. That's terrible luck for the Scotsman. He was looking good there as well. What about Will? Has that affected him at all? I don't think it has. No, so he doesn't have any damage to his car. Kachow is damage free as well. So that's terrible luck for the Scotsman. Poor Toss the Cable. We'll leave that for the stewards after the race. But Toss, I don't think he'll be able to do another 9 laps, especially around this circuit with that damaged wing. So he's definitely going to have to pit, as we see Oracle getting past him at the moment there as well. So yeah, terrible luck for Toss. That was looking like it was a good battle. But let's see if he pits. Will he pit? Yeah, he does. Yeah, you'd have to pit. You couldn't race the rest of this race. Another 10 laps with that damaged wing. Alright, so where's that going to drop him out? He will probably come out behind Dace TG in P11. Oh no, he's going to come out further than that. So where will he be? Yeah, oh yeah, about P11. Giama's coming around the front straight now. So yeah, he's going to drop down to P12. Red Dog's there as well. So Red Dog's going to take him for position 2. So Toss the Cable's dropped down from P3. No, he's around about P3, P4, wherever he was. He's P13 now. So yeah, terrible luck for the Scotsman there. We'll leave that for the stewards after the race. So at the moment, it's currently Cornet F1 in the lead. He's at 19.6 second lead over Honesy in the Renault, and it's Will Ans in the other Red Bull in P3. So we're on board with Oracle here at the moment. He's putting a ton of pressure on Kachow, who's in P4. Can see Will Ans just ahead of both of those guys as well. So this race has spiced up a little bit as we've had a little bit of action as we're right on board with Dace TG. He's in P9 at the moment. So that's been his favourite finishing position for the season so far. In saying that though, he's the only driver in this league who's scored points every single race. He's looking to keep that streak alive at the moment as he's in P9. Chieto's 9 seconds behind him as we see Kachow. Oh no, he's hit him. That was Oracle. Oracle has turned it around. That was around turn 3. So it was contact between Kachow and Oracle. Does he have damage? He does. So Oracle has damage. This is good news for Cool Beans. Cool Beans is able to move into P6. So that was damage to Oracle in the AlphaTauri. Probably the worst place possible because he's going to have to do the whole lap. Then he's going to have to pit as well. So that's his race looking in tatters at the moment with that contact with Kachow, as we see Dace TG putting a move on Frog LaBelle. Frog LaBelle's fighting hard for the position. Can Dace put it up the inside? Yes, he can. But he remains in P9 at the moment. So they're just coming through, heading into turn 10 at the moment. The left hand of the old Singapore sling. This is a nice battle between these two. So Oracle's dropping down, down, down. He's going down faster than the wealth of those hedge funds with Wall Street Bets at the moment and GameStop. But we're on board with Dace. So that was a good little battle. He doesn't have any damage. Does Frog LaBelle have any damage? No, he doesn't. Alright, so these two will recommence battle as they're heading now through 16 and 17. We'll stay on board with them. Gaps out in front. It's 18 seconds. Oh, as we see Oracle have to cut the corner there. That opens up the door for... No, that wasn't Oracle, sorry. Was that Kachow? No, who was that? Was that... Oh, Toss the Caber's finished. Alright, so Toss the Caber's thrown it in. So he's now pitting. I think he's going to be our first DNF on lap 24 of 31. So he's retired the car by the looks of things. We're back here with Dace TG and Frog LaBelle. Can Dace make another move? He's P8 at the moment. It's Cornet F1, Honesy, Will Ans is the top three, with Kachow, Cool Beans, Stuart Little, Frog LaBelle, Dace TG that we're on board with at the moment, Shieto and Giamma round out the top 10. It's one DNF so far. That's Toss the Caber, who's retired the car. We've got 6 laps to go of round 5 of the Switchback Formula Racing League. Alright, so this looks like this is the closest two cars on the track. So Dace looking to have another go down the inside. Thought better of it. Neither of these two will have to pit again, so they're going to have to swap positions on track. Oh, Rainer Zufall! And it looks like Red Dog have come together. So that was in turn 13 coming onto the straight there. So they've had contact. Looks like Red Dog's alright. Rainer Zufall is missing the front wing end plate on the right hand side of his front wing, so he will have to pit again. He's currently in P11. And looks like Dace TG's finally gotten past Frog LaBelle. Can he keep that position though? I think he can. Yes, he can. He'll be able to hold it as he goes through turn 5, the right-hander. Yeah, so Dace TG's moved up into P7 at the moment. That would be one of his best finishes. No, it would be his equal best finish. Oh, but Frog LaBelle fighting back, going around the outside, has the lineup for the inside, going around the next one. Oh, he's touched! Frog LaBelle's hit the wall. He's lost his front wing. He's lost his front wing end plate. So he's not going to be able to get past Dace TG. That could be a conversation that they'll have with each other after the race. So Frog LaBelle's lost out big time in that one. He's lost his front wing end plate. He's going to have to pit from P8. Dace TG. Oh, Dace TG's got damage as well on his front. He's lost both wing end plates. So they've both pretty much ruined each other's race there. Dace TG and Frog LaBelle, they were squabbling for a while. It's ended in tears. Both these guys are going to have to pit. That's disappointing, especially for Dace TG, who was on track for his best result. Frog LaBelle, his best result for the season has been 6th and 8th. So he was looking good to get another good finish for him. But that's not going to happen as we see Dace hit the wall again. Is Dace going to continue on? He's not going to pit. So I don't see that ending well for the Renault driver. But we'll have to see how that goes for him. So, oh, that was Cool Beans who just swiped the wall there. So he's starting to put a lot of pressure on Will Ans in P3 at the moment. So this race is starting to heat up a little bit for the minor positions anyway, because out in front it's Corne F1 doing it pretty easy. He has a 17-second gap to his fellow Dutchman Honesy in P2. Will Ans is a further 22 seconds behind them. But more importantly, it's less than half a second gap between Cool Beans and Will Ans. So this is the fight for the final podium position between Will Ans in the Red Bull and Cool Beans in the Racing Point. As we see Will Ans just struggle to get the power down, got a little bit loose at the back there. That's as we're heading up through the back straight here. Open up the door for Cool Beans. Cool Beans is on the medium tyre, so he's going to have a little bit more grip than Will Ans. Will Ans pitted very, very early on, so those tyres would start to be feeling very average as we only have 4 laps left of this Singapore Grand Prix for the Switchback Racing League as they come through turn 18, turn 19. So can Cool Beans look to get a run on Will Ans through the final turn and up the front straight into turn 1? Runs a little bit wide through there. Will Ans does have a time penalty as well, so that's going to come into play. So his podium finish is looking quite uncertain at this stage with his time penalty, because the 4 cars behind him don't have any penalties at all. The ones that you'd really be worried about would be Cool Beans, Kachow and Stuart Little. And speaking of Stuart Little, he's making the pass on Kachow. Can he pull it up into turn 7? Oh, he goes around the outside, runs wide on the exit. That's all right, though. So Stuart Little in the Williams, he's moved past Kachow, who I'm pretty sure is not under AI anymore. So Kachow and Stuart Little swap positions. Looks like Cool Beans is trying to make a run on Will Ans. No, he can't quite get it done through there at all. So the positions for P4, 5 and 6, well, 3, 4, 5 and 6 are all heating up. There is a podium. The final podium position is up for grabs for these 3 races. So we only have 3 laps left of this Grand Prix to do it, though. So this is going to be an exciting finish. As I said, out in front, the first 2 positions look like they're pretty much sewn up, but it's going to be scrapped to the end for the final podium spot between Will Ans, Cool Beans, Stuart Little and Kachow's in there as well. Dace TGs continue to go around. He's P7 at the moment. Shiato's 1.8 seconds behind him. So that would be a Herculean effort if Dace TG can finish the race without his 2 front wing end plates after his collision earlier with Frog LaBelle, who did pit, and he's dropped down to P12. All right. Wow. All right, so we've had some good action here. Hopefully that continues for the remaining 3 laps of this race. Well, Will Ans runs a little bit wide there as well, comes up really close to the wall, so he's using every part of the track to keep his position, but it might be all for naught as Lasse Haverhals looks to put a move down the inside. That was turn 7. I think he looked at putting a move that area the previous lap, as they're now heading on to this the back straight up St Andrews Road through the old Singapore sling. Cool Beans had a bit of a strange line through there. They're going to be coming up to turn 13, the left-hander hairpin, where Cool Beans will have the DRS. It is a very short straight though, so it doesn't really give you that much of an advantage, and we can see there that didn't help out the cause for Cool Beans too much at all. So he's going to have to bide his time and find another passing opportunity to get past Will Ans for that final podium position. He does pretty much have a podium at the moment because Will does have a time penalty. It's going to be a minimum of 3 seconds, which would drop him back down into about P6 as it stands, with Stuart Little and Kachow being in such close proximity. As we're ticking over the laps now, we're lap 29 of 31, so we're closing in on the finish of this race quite rapidly. It has been, it was a bit sort of tedious there for a while in the middle parts of the race, but it has begun to really spice up towards the end, where it's set for a cracking finish. It's P1, P2 are pretty much sewn up. but it's the battle for P3 which is going to keep us entertained until the end. I think Dace TG is still going around as we see Cool Beans goes up the inside. He makes contact with Will Ans. Will Ans fights back through the right-hander. They do touch again. Will Ans gets a little bit loose as well on those old hard ties. Stuart Little's trying to get in on the action as well as they head up the back straight. So Stuart Little's been able to take the position of Will Ans. Yes. Oh, no, he hasn't. So he has. So Stuart Little's... Oh, Will Ans is going to have another go. Does he make contact? They do make contact. Was there damage? Will Ans is ghosted out. So lucky for him because he looked like he would have made a lot heavier contact. Kachow's now making the move on Will as well. Will's made contact with Kachow. Kachow's hit the wall. I'm not too sure what damage has happened there. Lasso Haverhouse is ghosted out. Will Ans makes a big cuts right across that corner to take evasive action. Will does have... Oh no, that's terrible. That's bad news for Will. Will has a he's lost his front wing end plate. So we're lap 30-31. Will he battle on with those hard ties and one less wing end plate? Yes, he will, because otherwise he's got to go for broke now. Honesy receives a 5-second time penalty for he crossed the pit lane while exiting. So it's a 5-second penalty. That's opened it up for Cool Beans to move into P2 now. He's only 3.2 seconds behind Honesy, who has the 5-second penalty. Alright, so Will Ans is going to battle on. Can Kachow pass Will Ans? Big Boy 85 ghosting as well. Just making it that little bit more difficult for Kachow to get past Will. Will's got the wounded car at the moment. Schietto gets a time penalty. So we're lap 30-31. You'd have to think that Kachow's definitely going to pass Will at some stage with the damage that he suffered. But at the front there, it's 4.5 second gap between Honesy and Cool Beans. It's 1.5 seconds between Stuart Little and Cool Beans as well. So I thought it was a bit closer between Honesy and Cool Beans. So I'm not too sure what Honesy was doing. Maybe he pitted. He wouldn't have been scheduled to pit. So I'm not too sure what's happened there, but it looks like he has. And Cool Beans is caught up. So... yeah, but it looks like he's got to be able to negate that penalty, though, because he's 6 seconds ahead of Cool Beans. So it looks like at this stage, because we're on lap 31 of 31. So we're on the final lap of the Singapore Grand Prix. Just trying to pick up Cornet F1. I think he's heading down the back straight at the moment. Yep, he is. So I'll make sure I try and get him as he crosses the line. But can Stuart Little somehow pull off a late charge for a podium position? He's had a good race, actually, Stuart Little. We haven't spoken about him too much, but he's worked himself up into P4 in the Williams. Will Ans is still able to hold off Kachow for P5. Obviously, with the time penalty there, they're going to swap positions, but Kachow will obviously want to try and pass him on the track. I think... oh, he does... Oh, do they make contact there? I'm not too sure. I don't think so. There's no damage, well, no further damage caused to Will Ans. So Kachow's able to move past Will Ans on the track. He moves up into P5. But this man, the man from Holland in the Red Bull Cornet F1 has taken the win quite convincingly. Another dominating drive from the Red Bull driver. Cornet F1 has won the Singapore Grand Prix for Season 2, Round 5 of the Switchback Formula Racing League. Honesy, his fellow Dutch counterpart in the Renault, he's going to come across the line in P2. So even with the 5-second penalty he received late in the race, as we see Stuart Little putting the pressure on, Honesy is going to cross in second. Can Stuart Little somehow grab a final podium position here? Does Cool Beans have... I don't think Cool Beans has any damage. I'm not too sure. He's got the final turn to do it. No, he doesn't have any damage. He was struggling at the end. Can Cool Beans can hold on for the final podium position. So well done to Cool Beans, who comes across in P3. Stuart Little in a close P4. Kachow's going to finish P5 on the track. Will Ans is going to come across in P6. So he started P1. He's ended up P6. and it looks like he will hold that position even though he had... No, he won't. He will. Sorry, he will. So Schietto finishes... Oh, he's going to drop down to P9. Oracle, the two AlphaTauris, good points for them, 7 and 8. Well done to them. Schietto is P9. Frog LaBelle in P10. What about Dace? Dace TG is going to finish P13. So Frog LaBelle had that, ended up getting the final points paying position. Dace TG decided to not pit after that, and he's finished P13. So, all right. So that was it got pretty exciting towards the end. The beginning and the middle were a little bit bit of a snooze fest, especially the middle. But the end of the race was really spiced up. So there might be some conversations in the stewards' room and the Discord group afterwards, but I'll leave that all for you guys to do. We'll do a quick little wrap up as we see Cornet F1 receive his trophy. We'll do a quick little wrap up and then we'll get out of here. Okay. All right, so we can see that it's Cornet F1, Honesy, Coolbean, Stuart Little making up the top 4. Kachow with a good drive. Will Ans had quite the eventful race in P6. Giamma, good result for Giamma. Oracle as well. Schietto P9, good result for Schietto in the Ferrari there. Rainer Zufor, Dace TG had an eventful race. Van Rocco and Delta Lima finished line astern there, 15 and 16 for the Alfa Romeo boys. So they didn't get their points as was predicted. The other prediction for DNFs, that didn't happen. No safety cars either. Honesy to win, that didn't happen. Big Boy to get points, that didn't happen. Kachow and Will sleep in, that didn't happen either. So there was no safety car. So I think of all the predictions that were on the notebook this week, the only one that came to fruition was the no safety cars. So good race. Thanks for joining us this week in Singapore. Where are we next week? Before we go, Discord looks pretty interesting at the moment. So we are in the UK next week. We're in Silverstone, so another cracking circuit. So look forward to you joining us then next time. In the meantime, take care of yourself, stay safe, and we'll see you next time.